Their silence was hiding something. Something so massive, so sacred, that even the universe had to hold its breath and wait. That wait just ended. The universe revealed exactly why, and I have to share it with you before this moment passes. What you called forgetting was actually remembering. What you read as distance was a soul enduring the deepest transformation it has ever faced. And every sign you have been receiving lately, the ones you almost dismissed, the ones your logical mind could not process, they were the universe whispering that this person's silence is on the verge of breaking. You have been carrying the weight of their quiet like a stone pressed against your ribs. You have asked the universe 1,000 times in the darkness, will they ever speak again? Will they ever reach back for me? That answer is already in motion. The signs have already begun. And by the time this message ends, you will understand precisely what the universe has been trying to tell you. Welcome to Soul Signal. Subscribe now and turn on all notifications. What you are about to hear is landing at the exact moment your soul has been waiting to receive it. I need you to absorb something before we go any further. And I need you to truly hear this. Not just with your mind, with every chamber of your heart. What you felt was real. The bond you experienced with this person was not something your imagination constructed. It was not wishful thinking. It was not loneliness distorting your perception. What existed between you and this person was among the most real things that has ever touched your life. And somewhere deep inside you already know that. You have always known it. Even on the days when doubt tried to dismantle you, something inside your chest refused to surrender what it knew to be true. That knowing was not a mistake. That knowing was your soul recognizing something your mind had no language for yet. Now let me tell you what has truly been unfolding during this silence. Because it is not what you assumed, it is not even remotely close to what you assumed. You believed their silence meant they erased you. I understand why you went there. When someone withdraws, when the messages stop, when the calls stop, when the presence that once filled your days suddenly vanishes, the simplest explanation is that they moved on, that they found something else, that what you shared did not cut as deep for them as it did for you. But that is not what happened. Not even close. This person did not erase you. They could not erase you. You are not the kind of person a soul simply walks away from. You are the kind of person who steps into someone's life and rewires everything inside them. You reached a part of this person that no one else has ever touched. You found something they spent years guarding behind locked doors. And when you found it, everything shifted for them. Everything. That is the true reason they went silent. Not because they stopped caring, because they began feeling too much, more than they were equipped for, more than they knew how to survive. The feelings you stirred inside them were so vast and so consuming that their voice could not carry them, so they went quiet. Not because of something you did, because of the magnitude of what you awakened inside them. I need you to receive that again. Their silence was never about you being insufficient. It was never about something you did wrong. It was about a soul that was struck so hard by what it felt beside you, that it needed time to fall completely apart and rebuild itself from nothing. That is what has been happening all along. Not forgetting, not moving on, reconstructing from the foundation up, so they can return to you as someone finally capable of holding what they could not hold before. And I need you to understand what that reveals about you. It reveals that you are not ordinary. You are not forgettable. You are not someone who can be replaced. You are the one who shook this soul out of its sleep. And a soul never forgets the one who woke it. Not in this lifetime, not ever. You are unforgettable to them, even in their silence, especially in their silence. And I understand how hard that is to accept right now. I know there are nights when you lie there asking yourself if any of this is real, or if you have been clinging to something that only ever lived inside your own heart. I know there are mornings when you surface from sleep, and the first thing you feel is the heaviness of uncertainty, not knowing if they think of you, not knowing if they care, not knowing if what you felt so completely was ever truly mirrored back at all. I am telling you right now it was. It is. It has never stopped being true. Not for one single day. The connection between you did not dissolve when the silence arrived. It has been running beneath everything this whole time, like a river that disappears underground and resurfaces with greater force than before. That is what is happening now. It is resurfacing, and when it does, you will finally understand that it never vanished. If you have felt a shift in the energy between you recently, even without any contact type, I understand now in the comments. Your soul already sees what your mind is just beginning to grasp. Now I need to tell you about something unfolding around you. Because while this person has been moving through their silent transformation, the universe has not been idle. It has been delivering you signs. And if you have been watching, you already know exactly what I am about to name. The dreams changed. A few weeks ago, maybe a month, the dreams about this person began to feel different. They used to be painful, replays of old wounds, echoes of the distance stretching between you. You would wake up heavy, and the grief would shadow you through the entire day. But recently, the dreams shifted. You began dreaming of them watching you differently, with softer eyes, more open, like something had transformed inside them. Maybe they spoke to you in the dream, something small, maybe just your name, maybe just I am sorry. The exact words dissolved when you woke, but the feeling stayed. It stayed with you for hours. Maybe it is still sitting with you right now. If you have had that dream, you know exactly what I mean. You felt it. You remember it. And I need you to know that it was not merely a dream. In the spiritual world, dreams are how souls reach toward each other when the human mind is not ready yet. When the dreams shift from replaying the past to revealing something new, it means the connection is being upgraded. Something old is completing. Something new is being born. And your soul was the first to receive that news. Then the numbers started appearing. 111 on a clock. Right when your thoughts drifted to them. 222. The morning after one of those dreams. 555. At the precise moment their names surfaced in your mind again and again and again, so many times that even the part of you reaching for logic could not dismiss it away. You witnessed those numbers. You know which ones I mean. And they were not random. They were the universe signaling that something is moving, that a new beginning is not approaching someday. It is arriving right now. Then your body began doing things that made no sense at all. A sudden warmth blooming in your chest during something completely ordinary. A tingling through your hands, your heart accelerating in the middle of the night for no visible reason. A sensation like someone was standing close to you when you were entirely alone in your room. You may have reached for your phone in those moments expecting a message, finding nothing, and feeling disoriented, because everything in your body was telling you that something had just happened, that someone had just extended their hand toward you from far away. You were not wrong. Your body was not deceiving you. When a soul begins moving back toward another soul, the body registers it first, before any words, before any messages, before the mind can even begin to interpret what is happening. Your body recognized their energy, the way your lungs recognize air. It did not need to analyze it. It just knew what you felt was real. All of it. Every warmth that arrived without explanation. Every moment your heart reached for them without your permission. Every night you woke up sensing that something had shifted. All of it was real, and all of it was the universe positioning you for what is about to arrive. You are not losing your mind. You are not fabricating this. You are not seeing things that do not exist. You are one of the rare people sensitive enough to perceive what is happening in the invisible world before it materializes in the visible one. That is not weakness. That is a gift. And right now that gift is telling you that everything is on the verge of transformation. Then someone said something to you that made you stop completely. A friend, a stranger, someone unexpected. They said something that landed differently. A sentence that felt precisely aimed at your situation. Like the universe borrowed someone else's voice to deliver exactly what you needed to hear at exactly the right instant. That was not coincidence. That was a message, and it had your name on it. And then the deepest sign of all, the one that requires no outside confirmation, a knowing, a quiet certainty settling in your chest that something has changed. Not hope. Hope is loud and desperate and trembling. This is different. This is calm. This is anchored. This is a feeling that simply says, I cannot explain how I know, but I know. That knowing is real. It is the most real thing you have felt in a very long time. It is not desperation wearing a disguise. It is not wishful thinking. It is your soul informing you that everything is already in motion, that the only remaining task is for the visible world to align with what has already been determined in the place where souls operate. Their silence was never silence. It was a countdown. And that countdown is almost complete. If you have experienced any of these signs, tell me which one in the comments. Dreams, numbers, body sensations, a stranger's words, or the knowing. Let us see how many souls are receiving the same signal right now. I know what you are thinking. You are asking yourself why it took this long. If the universe has been working on this, why were there months of pain? Why all those nights of complete uncertainty? Why not simply bring them back right away? I need you to understand something. The universe was not being cruel. The universe was being precise. Every single day of that silence carried a reason. Not to break you, to prepare you. If this person had returned 3 months ago, they would have returned as the same person who left. Same music fears, same walls, same inability to hold the depth of who you truly are. And you would have welcomed them back. Not because it was right, because 3 months ago you were still wounded enough to accept anything just to quiet the pain. But that is not who you are anymore. Think about that. Think about the distance between who you were then and who you are standing as right now. You are not the same person. You are stronger. You are clearer. You are more rooted in your own truth than you have ever been. The silence built that. It was not wasted time. It was the universe sculpting you into the person who is ready for what is arriving. And the silence did the same work for them. It cracked them open. It forced them to confront things about themselves they had been running from for years. It collapsed walls they believed would stand forever. And in the space where those walls once stood, something entirely new has been constructed. A heart that is larger, braver, ready to hold what slipped through its hands the last time. And here is something extraordinary about that. Both of you were doing the same work at the same time without any awareness of each other. While you were growing stronger, they were growing braver. While you were learning to stand independently, they were discovering that standing alone without you is not a life they want to keep living. Two people on opposite sides of a silence, both being shaped by it, both being made ready for the same moment. That moment is now. The universe waited for both of you to arrive at this point. And you have arrived, both of you, right now. What is unfolding right now in the spiritual world is the opening of a window, a rare window, the kind that only opens when two souls have both done sufficient growing to find each other at a level they could not access before. Inside this window, things that felt impossible begin to feel inevitable. Walls that held firm for months dissolve in days. Fear that kept someone frozen for weeks suddenly loses its grip in a single breath. You are inside that window right now, and so are they. I know a part of you is afraid to trust this. I know you have been hurt before. I know allowing yourself to believe that something good is genuinely coming feels dangerous, because what if it does not arrive and you have to carry that disappointment on top of everything else you have already been carrying? That fear makes complete sense. It is trying to shield you. But I need you to receive this. What the universe has ignited between you and this person is real. It has always been real, and it is closer to becoming visible than it has ever been at any moment before. Their silence was never silence. It was the universe holding its breath. And now it is ready to exhale. I know how desperately you want to believe this. And I also know how terrified you are to believe it, because you have been disappointed before. Because allowing yourself to hope for something and not receiving it is among the most devastating things a heart can endure. And your heart has already survived so much. But I need you to receive this one more time. What is happening right now is real. This is not a comforting message designed to make you feel better for a few minutes. This is the truth about your situation. The energy has already shifted. The person who has been silent is already being pulled back toward you. And the only thing remaining between where you stand now and the moment everything transforms is a little more time. Not much, a little. You have endured this long. You can hold steady a little longer. And this time the waiting is different, because this time something real is coming toward you. Type sacred window in the comments if you can feel it. If something inside you just recognized the truth in what I am saying. Your words are not just words. They are your soul saying yes to what is moving in your direction. Now I need to share something that may be the most powerful part of this entire message, because I am about to show you what this person has been carrying, not what they have been showing, not the silence, not the distance, what they have actually been holding underneath all of it. And I want you to be tender with yourself as you take this in, because what you are about to hear may bring tears. It may make your chest ache. It may release feelings you have worked very hard to contain. That is okay. Let them rise. You are safe in this moment. If this person could be sitting across from you right now and speak what is truly alive in their heart, this is what you would hear. I think of you every single morning before the day takes over. There is one small moment when I first open my eyes, when you are the only thing existing in my mind, before I remember the distance, before I remember the fear, just you. That moment is the most honest part of everything I live. I have driven to your street. I need you to know that. I sat there with the engine off and my hands trembling, and I did not knock. I just needed to exist near where you are, because being close to where you live is the nearest I come to feeling complete. I have spoken your name out loud in empty rooms just to hear what it sounds like in my own voice, just to confirm to myself that you are real, and that what I experienced with you was real, and that I did not invent the only thing in my life that has ever felt like arriving home. But I am terrified. I am terrified that I shattered something that cannot be restored, that you have healed past me, that the space I once held in your heart has been filled with something worthier. I am terrified that if I reach out, your silence will be the answer, and your silence would be the most devastating thing I have ever experienced, because it would not carry anger, it would carry peace, the peace of someone who no longer requires me. And I do not know how to survive the weight of that, so I swing between the two. Courage at night, fear before dawn, messages composed and deleted, calls initiated and ended before the first ring. But something tore open inside me this week, something I cannot seal back closed. Light is pouring through it, your light, and it is reaching every darkened corner of me, and I cannot make it stop. The silence is ending. Not because I found bravery, because I cannot endure one more day inside it. I need you to let those words settle. I need you to understand that this is not something I invented to bring you comfort. This is the truth of what is alive in this person's heart right now. The battle between fear and love, between staying protected and coming home to you. And love is gaining ground quietly, steadily. But it is gaining. You did not fabricate this connection. What you felt was real. What they are carrying right now is more real than it has ever been. Their silence was never silence. It was everything they have ached to say to you, pressing harder against the inside of their chest, until the pressure became impossible to contain, and it is about to burst through. If those words landed somewhere deep inside you, type "I felt that" in the comments. Your soul just received what their voice has not yet gathered the courage to speak out loud. Now I need to tell you the most essential thing, and it is not about them. It is about you. You have been so consumed by their silence that you may not have witnessed something extraordinary that occurred while you were waiting. You shifted. You expanded. You became someone that the version of you who started waiting would barely recognize. Think about what you endured. You carried that silence inside your chest for months. You went to sleep every night not knowing if they would ever return. You woke up every morning under the same weight on your heart. And you kept moving. You kept living. You kept your heart open when the simplest thing in the world would have been to seal it permanently. Do you understand how uncommon that is? Do you understand how much strength it requires to love someone through silence and still refuse to let that silence make you cold? Most people would have retreated completely. Most people would have constructed walls so impenetrable that nothing would ever reach them again. But you did not do that. You stayed available. You stayed tender. In a world that handed you every justification to harden, you selected softness. That is not weakness. That is the most powerful decision a person can make. And the universe witnesses it. The universe has been watching you this entire time. watching you select music hope when no evidence supported it, watching you keep your heart available when there was nothing guaranteeing a return, watching you become precisely who you needed to become for what is arriving next. You are worthy of what is coming. I need you to absorb that. You are worthy of a love that never makes you question yourself. You are worthy of someone who arrives fully and remains. You are worthy of the peace that comes from knowing you are chosen, not as a backup, not as an afterthought. As the one, as the irreplaceable one, you have always been worthy of that. The silence never diminished your worth. Nothing could ever touch your worth. Your worth was established before your first breath, and nothing that has unfolded since can strip it away. Here is what I need you to do. Do not contract. Do not return to checking your phone every 5 minutes. Do not return to waiting for a message to confirm that you matter. You already matter. You have always mattered. And the strength you forged during this silence is the most luminous thing about you right now. If they return, and I believe they are about to, you will know exactly how to meet that moment. Not because you rehearsed it, because your heart has learned things during this season that it did not carry before. It knows now the difference between someone who has genuinely transformed and someone who is simply afraid of your absence. It knows how to find the truth beneath the surface of words. Trust that knowing, you paid everything to earn it. And if the silence stretches a little further, receive this. What the universe has initiated cannot be reversed. The energy is already in motion. Whether it arrives as a message tomorrow or a call next week or a moment somewhere ahead when they appear and the words finally pour out. What has been set in motion is already complete in the world where souls determine these things. Your only task is to continue becoming who you have grown into. Do not surrender the peace you earned for anxiety. Your peace is the very force that is drawing them back. When you stand in peace, you radiate, and your light is what the universe is using to navigate them home. You are not someone standing in a queue to be selected. You never were. You are someone whose love was so undeniable that it shook another soul completely awake. And that soul has been quietly navigating its way back to you ever since. I need you to truly receive that you are not appealing to anyone for anything. You are not in pursuit of anything. You are standing fully in your own light. And the universe is rearranging everything surrounding you to return what belongs to you back to where it belongs. The same force that anchors the stars in their positions has been anchoring you through every dark night of this passage. You are held, you are guided, you are loved not only by this person, but by the universe itself, by something greater than both of you, that has been protecting this connection from the very beginning. You did everything right. I need you to receive that. You loved without pretending. You waited with dignity. You kept your heart open when the entire world advised you to close it. There is nothing you should have done differently. There is nothing broken inside you that needs repairing. You are not the problem. You have never been the problem. You are the answer to a prayer this person sent up a long time ago. And answers do not always land on schedule, but they always land, and this person can sense your light right now. They may not have words for it yet, but something inside them is being pulled toward you, the way the ocean surrenders to the moon,